Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to Pandering Hour. I am your host, Anthony Martin, and today on Pandering Hour, we are going to be looking into ranked number 35 on the Human Development Index, the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. Um, and there's a bunch of stuff I could go into. I'm going to get the fun facts pulled up. UAE fun facts. And then I'm going to look for the interesting facts. Fascinating facts. Let's see. 35 facts. 50. Let's go with 50. Um, but first, there is one thing. One thing that I always think about whenever someone talks about, Dubai and the UAE and all those fellas. Holy shit, why is my audio so ass? Let me turn that down a little bit. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's better. This is better-ish. What the fuck happened to my audio, man? You know what? I'm gonna set it back to normal, and I'll fix it in post. This is why I need an editor. The one thing I think of whenever it comes to the UAE is Instagram models going to Dubai and getting pooped on. There we go. There we go. Why Instagram influencers are letting wealthy men poop in their mouths? In their mouths? Oh, the vocal fry is intense. Okay. That's gonna need some work. The Dubai porta potty is rumored to be something that happens when wealthy men fly out hot Instagram girls influencers to Dubai to party and splurge on them in exchange for weird sexual power play fantasies such as pooping into these women's mouths. Of course, this occurrence isn't limited to the popular destination in Dubai. During these shit-faced parties, these beautiful women are required to partake in unimaginable and downright degrading activities besides getting pooped in the mouth. Listen, once you get over getting pooped on in your I just thought they were getting pooped on, not in the mouth. They're eating shit. You're gonna who knows what who knows what they're eating? What's like the average Hold on. What is the diet? Oh, they're eating rice. Oh no. So it's diet of Dubai. Meat, fish, and rice. Oh, lamb and mutton and more flavored meats rather than goat, beef, and camel meat. What? Are more favored meats. Sorry. Not and more flavored. So it's favored. Camel meat? What does camel meat feel like coming out? Popular beverages such as coffee and tea, cardamom, saffron. Oh, so it's got like that weird color. Oh, have you ever seen what saffron does to rice? It like stains it. And I've eaten a lot. I've eaten a lot of Middle Eastern food. I've eaten a lot of saffron rice. It does make your poop do the same thing. Where when you poop, hold on, time out, stop everything. I need to fix this because I'm seeing vocal shit going nuts. I take that back. I take that back. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I actually listened to it. It's fine. If it's not fine, Leave a comment. Interact with me. Tell me how to get better, please. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Just totally misspelled diet. Um, what do they eat in breakfast? Coffee. Oh, so they're having coffee diarrhea dumps. Milk. Oh, that's not what I want to hear. They haven't mentioned a single vegetable. I haven't heard of a vegetable. What is Dubai's natural dish? Kuzi. Best to start with kuzi, a portion of roasted lamb, rice, topped with raisins, vegetables, and nuts. Okay. Oh, the not nuts. That would be like corn and nuts would be like the bottom of what I would want someone to poop onto me. I do not. No. Can you drink alcohol in Dubai? You can. And they're drinking alcohol, so they're having like gross alcoholic poops. Okay. 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 That's good. That's good. I'm gonna cover my face over here, so I'm not tempted to be, you know, vain. this current this occurrence isn't limited to the popular destination Dubai. During these shit-faced parties, these beautiful women are required to partake in unimaginable, like being peed directly into their mouths. These beautiful young women often put themselves through these traumatizing situations for cash, ching, material things, luxury treatments, and experiences. Many people blame social media, specifically Instagram culture, for creating an atmosphere where girls have to do unspeakable things in exchange for creating a facade of living a certain lifestyle. Nah, they deserve it. Has my email been up on the screen this whole time? Whoops. Don't email me. Um, an exchange, but yikes. Um, my ex friend was a Dubai porta potty, but that's a story for another day. So Kate proceeded to tell us that there's this underworld of sex traveling. I don't know this at all. Where if you're lucky, some rich guy will invite you on an all expense paid trip just so that he can. Sometimes full sex is involved, sometimes not so much. She said she was on a private flight from Canada to France and one of the dudes took a liking to her, invited her to Dubai right there on the spot. She'd be careful taking his info because she could lose her job for fraternizing, but they exchanged numbers anyway. She said he took her out a couple times in France. It was nice. He was a perfect gentleman, opening doors, paying for experiences, etc. She said that she kissed him and he was taken aback, like he wasn't expecting that. She thought he would cancel the trip, but he didn't. Mind you, this man is super cute, supposedly, so she's into him too. Okay, anyway, D-Day rolls around. She's boarding the flight in Canada, boarding LA. They're meeting up in Dubai. She told her boyfriend, "Oh, oh, nightmare. Oh, she deserved it. I hope he had all the corn and nuts. I hope he had like nothing but roasted like lamb. I hope he had like the most oniony, garlicky shit. Ugh. She told her boyfriend she had a small gig over there, and he was like, no problem. She said he set her up in an amazing room with a view. She met up. Wait, hold on. So she kissed him while. Hold on. So she acted. So this was just normal. This was just normal. Did she tell him, hey? Oh well, no. Obviously, she's a cheater. Obviously, you know. He took her out a couple times in France. She's from Canada, so she's flying over to France for a gig, and he's opening doors, paying for experiences, probably like concerts and Coachella and whatever. She said, where was I? They did dinner, and he took her back to the hotel and left. She's wondering what the fuck is wrong with this man. If only she knew. So the next morning he texts her and says, "Get ready, dress classy. You have an hour." Cool. She gets ready. Car picks her up. It's a long ass ride, but oh well. When she finally gets there, it's a beautiful mansion with no neighbors for literal miles. She walks in. It's a bunch of older dudes milling about with each other, and girls her age. She's starting to get the idea. It's a bunny ranch. She still doesn't see an issue. Her host greets her and introduces her around a bit, then asks her to go enjoy herself. She's talking with the girls. Some are really nice, but few of them are really nervous, and she chalks it up to them being newbies. Lol, they were not. She said she noticed the men weren't drinking, even though there was alcohol everywhere. Most of them were having coffee. Most of them were having coffee. Ah, no! At some point in the evening, they all sit down to dinner. And she said she'd never eaten that good before. After dinner, they played games, and everyone slowly drifted off to bed. Tried to follow her host, but he said no, her room was on the other side of the mansion. Weird. So she passes out about 2:30 a.m. There's a soft knock at the door. One of the attendants has come to get her for games. Games at 2:30. She puts on some sweats and went. She said, Where had been the furniture for hours? The whole place was empty except for buckets and sex toys. Other girls were standing around too. Some were confused, nervous, and shaking. The men came in. The girls were instructed to strip. Hesitantly, they all did. She said she watched in horror as the jovial fat German man walked over to a bucket, dropped his pants, took a shit, pulled his pants up, walked over to one of the girls, and hand fed her his shit. Like dipped his hand. Oh, oh! She started chewing. So at this point, Kay is fixing to leave. Oh, this guy must be Southern. So at this point, now, just who's the guy who you might be a redneck? The Now, if a German man comes in, starts hand feeding you his shit, you might be a porta potty. You might be a Dubai toilet. So now, at this point, Kate is fixing to leave. And her host let her know she's stuck there. There are no cars, no one for miles, and they took her phone. That makes it rape. I can't say that word here, and I don't have the discipline to edit it out. So whatever. It's not like I'm getting monetized anyway. Uh, he tells her if she wanted to opt out, she'd have to find her own way out and miss out on the money. Money? What money? He proceeded to explain the game. As she looks around, the men were smiling, and the girls, well, they're calculating how much they can take. 50K. Last weekend they each got 50K each. At this point, the girl chewing starts gagging. The man with a bucket holds it out, and she pukes into it. He grins wide. He steps to the next girl. Challenger, tears in her eyes. She opens her mouth. No! I'm just gonna get some. One girl had the contents stuffed up her. Kate ate a solid piece of shit. Girls had to slide across the floor on their stomach, licking up the shit. There was human centipede actions. All while actual sex partner swapping was taking place, mind you. She said the men would pop laxatives like Molly all weekend. All weekend? All weekend? 48 hours? I'm gonna have a hard time drinking my coffee. All weekend? All weekend. All weekend? And the entire weekend they had to sleep in filth. And she said she thought the only reason they had fed them so that they'd vomit and increase the nastiness, all while the men went back to the rooms, could shower, sleep. Several girls opted out and were allowed to clean up and leave. They got nothing. Oh, imagine eating a turd and then getting nothing. It's all or nothing. See, don't be a quitter. Tough it out. Oh my god. On the final night, they were allowed to be sprayed. Dude, you gotta be coming back with diseases for sure. Sprayed down. They were allowed to be sprayed down with the rest of the filth and retired to their rooms. The next morning, they were summoned to breakfast, and the men ate and drank junk like nothing happened all weekend. Each girl collected their cash. She said while she was getting into her car, the sick man, her host, had the audacity to say, "Hope to see you at the next one." She said when she got back to Canada, she took a work sabbatical and underwent intense therapy because the sight of anything brown and creamy triggered her. Why do you think women are subjecting themselves to such degrading experiences? Money! Money! It's money! What? Money. This is how horrible, and it's not even a lot of money. That's 50K. It's not even that much money. For 48 hours to be human centipeded? That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on. Let's say, I mean, these guys have got to be worth a couple hundred mil. So let's say someone's worth $100 million. Let me reverse this. 50K divided by $100 million. Okay. Multiply that by average income in America, I believe is 35,000 for a single household. That's like paying $17. $17 to poop and pee all over these women. That's like paying $17. That is what? That is so little money. That's so cheap. That's so cheap that you realize how little money that is. That's so like what would you honestly do for $17.50? If a fat German man jovially went over and was like, "Oh, it's good, yeah. How are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm all right. I have $17 for you. How do you feel? How do you feel about mm, me pooping in a bucket and feeding it to you like a horse? Horsey want the carrot." Oh my word. $17. What do I do? What can I do for I don't know. $17 isn't shit. That's like what? That's my average order at P. Terry's. I get 3 burgers and a fry. I get 2 lettuce wrap, nothing on it, just meat and lettuce, and then I get one the way like a normal human being with like I love mustard, so like mustard and like jalapenos and pepper jack cheese. But and I don't usually don't finish the fries. I usually have like 2 or 3 fries. That's how much. One large meal. By the way, I'm like stuffed by the end of that. I'm not just like a huge gluttonous freak. I'm like, "Brr. This is most of my protein for the day." That's crazy. Okay. What else is cool about Dubai? What else is going on out there? You know, the first humans out of Africa. Wow, so cool. The first humans out of Africa love to poop on Instagram models. Hold on, I gotta get like one more. One more. Is this what's going on here? Back in October 22, after hold on, hold on, something was going on. Am I getting popped around? Okay. Um. Wait. It caters exclusively to the sexual fetish involving feces. Daily Hive ran the web address through the Wayback Machine and Carbon Dating, both free tools to check when the website was created. It was early 2021, so it was like just after. So COVID's out. Oh, this was during COVID? This was during getting COVID pooped on? Consider becoming a porta potty today and start earning 7 figures within a short period of time, as the homepage states. The difference between the rich and the poor is not hard work, but the ability to be smart, proactive, and privy to vital information and being in the right place at the right time. In all caps, Dubai Porta Potty top insists you consider this gig in a oddly phrased, almost cultish sounding paragraph. Now that you are on the right platform, take action, for we believe you are prepared. Remember, when preparedness meets opportunity, success is born and riches follow. With us, you have the opportunity to change your life for good. Therefore, we enjoin you to take the appropriate actions today to better your life. It got less than $20 to them. Less than $20. Think about that. It to them it's like paying less than $20. And they might be even richer than 100 mil. And maybe they're only worth 50 million. Then what? Then what? Then what? It's like paying $40 for a weekend? It's $40 to go see comedians at Joe Rogan's club, the comedy mothership. Um, Dubai has a reputation for flying in sex workers and trafficking women into the sex trade for decades. It has been called an international sex tourism hub, even though sex work is technically illegal across all states in the UAE. In 2016, an article, Americans for Democracy and Human Rights in Bahrain, reported on what looks like in practice. For context, Bahrain borders the UAE and is one of the most populous countries in the Arabian Gulf. Here's what that American for Democracy, blah blah blah. Women are forced into prostitution in two ways. For those who are directly trafficked into prostitution and lured to the UAE with promises of positions as secretaries, masseuses, or domestic workers, fellow countrymen and women are commonly used to traffic women because they appear trustworthy. They often share positive stories of life in the UAE before luring the women into prostitution rings. Some women, usually domestic workers, are trafficked after fleeing from their abusive employers. Oh yeah, there's also a big I'll get into that. There's like this whole thing, this would actually be perfect to get away from this horrific subject. Um, Dubai, human trafficking, human trafficking in Dubai, Philippines. Oh, jeez. Okay. Philippine government warns of trafficking rings in Dubai illegally transporting Filipino workers to Iraq. Uh, the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs has issued a statement warning against human trafficking rings operating in Dubai and illegally taking Filipino workers to Iraq. The alert came after the Philippine embassy in the Iraq capital of Baghdad rescued two more Filipinos from the southern province of Basra to help with that local anti-trafficking group. The Philippine government had previously reported a surge in the number of workers being trafficked into Iraq from Dubai. In August, the Philippine embassy in Baghdad took custody of 9 Filipino women who had been illegally brought into the country from the UAE through the Kurdistan region. The Philippine news agency reported that the women were sexually harassed while en route to Baghdad and Basra, an Iraq port city between Kuwait and Iran. According to the latest official statement released last Thursday, trafficking syndicates have lured victims by offering to pay the cost of their travel to Dubai, where they are told that high-paying jobs await them. This is very common in the Philippines that the women, the females, are the breadwinners of the household. Actually, Dave Chappelle talks about it in one of his specials, which is why, like, his joke is that, like, men have been emasculated because women became the breadwinners, leaving the country so that the men can raise the children, and then one of them becomes one of the greatest boxers ever, a fighter, one of the most masculine things you can be. And then they asked Manny Pacquiao, this fighter, "Hey, what do you think about gay people?" And it's a deeply religious country. He was like, "Fucking, they're going to hell," and apparently he got criticized for it. But yes, it is extremely popular for women in the Philippines to leave the country and send money back home. Why do they keep plastering my email fucking everywhere? God damn it. According to the latest. Sorry, I lost my spot. According to the official statement released last Thursday, trafficking syndicates have lured victims high-paying jobs. Yeah, the victims entered Dubai using tourist visas and are then made to work without pay, supposedly as a part of their training," said the Filipino government. This was a story I heard on Joe Rogan. I want to say. It might have been Radio Lab. So either NPR or Joe Rogan, because heard this story a long time ago. They hold on to your passport so you can't leave, and you're basically like a slave. Once their visas are about to expire, the workers are pressured into accepting jobs in Iraq or told to pay $3,000, which the traffickers claim are their deployment costs. Those who take the job offers are often trafficked through Arbil in the Kurdistan region of Iraq and then smuggled to Baghdad and Basra. Yeah, and then or they pay the $3,000. They get it from their family. They go back to their family. Their family's poorer now. The husband starts punching the wife. The embassy reminds Filipinos that a deployment ban remains in effect over Iraq. The official statement read, it also warns Filipinos who enter Iraq without proper visas may face imprisonment and hefty penalties if caught. There are about 3,000 Filipinos in Iraq, according to official statistics. Wow. Don't know how to say that name. Asia director and head of the legal department at nonprofit organization Liberty Asia welcomed the Filipino government's warning notice. We have heard about this for a little while of workers being taken illegally to Iraq, Syria, and also Turkey. It's good that the government issued a warning. We welcome greater scrutiny and perhaps a crackdown. Okay, hold on. This sounds like a guy who's like, "Oh yeah, oh we were working on this." Who the fuck is this? Liberty Asia. Who the fuck are these guys? Who do they think they are? Huh? Um, corruption. No, 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 no. I don't want to hear what they have to say. Financial sector not using its full power to fight human trafficking. The global financial sector is not fully using tools it has at hand to fight human trafficking, from reporting suspicious credit card activity to seizing assets, said a report released on Tuesday by a United Nations think tank. The United Nations University said financial tools were a powerful means to disrupt the flow of money generated from human trafficking, with the illegal industry estimated to be worth about 150 billion a year. Oh, gee, I wonder why they're not working hard to stop this terrible thing generating 150 billion a year. As many as 45.8 million people. Who gives a fuck? Honestly. Honestly, these people, why would they give a fuck? They're fucking everyone. They're fucking me. Me and you are being fucked right now. I highly doubt you're a rich guy making over six figures listening to this podcast. You're getting fucked. Even if you make less than $500,000 a year, you're getting fucked. Realistically, there are people who their household, a pair of doctors making over 200K a year, still living paycheck to paycheck, both getting fucked. Obviously, they're stupid and they're living beyond their means, but if you don't have your slice of their pie, you're getting fucked. And they're really I hate sounding like a conspiracy theorist or like a doomer, I guess is the term. The rich are always gonna fuck the poor. The big fuck the small, and I'm getting fucked. And you're getting fucked too, unfortunately. It's sad to think of the world like this, but that's what's happening. Anyway, as many as 45.8 million people, most of them women and girls, are estimated to be enslaved globally. According to the 2016 Global Slavery Index by rights group Walk Free Foundation, they are typically forced to work in factories, mines, farms, sold for sex, trapped in debt bondage, or brought into servitude. Money generated by human trafficking comes from crime, and handling those funds can be considered money laundering, in some cases financing terrorism, the UNU report said. Human trafficking is both big business and a serious crime, said James Cogney. Cockney? Cocaine. Cocaine. Cocaine? Cock-ain. Cocaine. Head of the UNU Office of the United Nations and author of the report in an accompanying statement, disrupting the associated financial flows associated with these crimes will make a powerful contribution to improving the lives and preventing future crimes. Financial institutions could help identify money couriers as well as so-called strawmen used to conceal identities and cash incentive businesses that typically play roles in human trafficking networks, the report said. Risk assessment maps due diligence procedures, information sharing, and protecting whistleblowers. I'm getting really into this and a little disturbed and a little excited. So I'm just going to take a sip of water really quick, bringing out the jug. I always get excited when I find a new way that I'm getting fucked. And by I mean we, and by we, I mean people who don't have the power to stop the horrible things in this world. Risk assessment maps, due diligence procedures, information sharing, and protecting whistleblowers are among the tools available to banks, private investigators, credit risk agencies, institutional investors, and regulators, it said. Relatively little attention has been paid to the role of the financial sector in efforts to tackle human trafficking and modern slavery, helping to make these crimes relatively low risk and high reward for the perpetrators, and arguably for banks, other financial intermediaries, and investors, the report says. Also, so apparently the banks may have a hand in sex trafficking, slavery, and all this other fuck shit. That's great. That's really great. Also, most financial institutions have a limited understanding of the financial aspects of human trafficking and the risk of exposure, it said. Oh, how the fuck is that possible? Oh, we don't know anything. What? You're telling me there's money in selling human beings for the purpose of sex? What? Wait, I mean, I'm just a Wall Street banker. I know nothing about this. I know nothing about the legality, the illegality. I'm a man of ethics. As a banker, as a Wall Street banker, I know ethics. Okay, I uphold, you know, all the ethics, all of them. What does Wall Street say about ethics? Say about ethics. Oh, well, there we go. A new report finds 53% of financial services executives say that adhering to ethical standards inhibits career progression at their firm. Hmm. Would you look at that? Oh yeah, and then we fucking prop up people like Jordan Belfort, fucking asshole, who stole. He got the loot from people who had saved their money their whole life, their life savings, hoping to buy a new home, pay off their mortgage with a gambling risk just to get robbed by the house, who ended up being Jordan Belfort. And now he's looked at, oh, he's the Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, dude, did you know the Wolf of Wall Street was at the Oscars? Fuck that guy. And now celebrities are getting in on this shit, because now, even if you're a celebrity, you're still too poor. You're still too poor, even if you make movies. Even if you're, Tom Brady. Tom Brady got by Sam Bankman-Fried. Yeah. Oh, American entrepreneur. Why don't they just put thieving cunt right there? American entrepreneur. Of course. Look at this fucking schmuck. Look at the what is he looks like what does he look like? He looks like the comedian guy who Gallagher. He looks like Gallagher. Having orgies and doing crack with his girlfriend. He looks like an evil fuck too. What did he say? And you know what's the worst part about it? There's a part of me that thinks, how can I do this? And is it because I'm American? Is it because I'm a bad person? Is it because I want to free myself of the inevitable fucking and getting shit on that awaits me? Why do I constantly think, how can I fuck over these stupid Americans who are buying into this shit so that I can get out? Because that's all he did. So am I more like him than I realize, or am I more like everyone else? Is that the Capsule Corp logo? No. Good. Good. I don't like the idea of us sharing interests. Look at him with the playing cards, you sick fuck. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so these banks have no idea what's going on. This is beginning to change as corruption, bribery, and trafficking are increasingly seen as linked. Really? Really? Ho, ho. Head of the legal department at Liberty Asia. Now you're. Oh, this is. You know what I realize? People who accept bribes are probably corrupt and covering for crimes. You're telling me that is what the head of legal department in Liberty Asia. Who is that? Let me see this fuck. This dumb fucker. Ah, fuck you. You Ghislaine Maxwell fucking wannabe. And who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that guy? Disagree. Guernsey. Isn't that where, that's where, Guernsey? Guernsey? Guernsey. Nah, he doesn't look like that. He got fat. Guernsey. He doesn't look like this anymore. That's what he looks like. He's looking fucking thick. So am I, to be fair. Um, good lord. Who is this fuck? She said that more than 40 million people were involved in human trafficking and it was a $150 billion industry. She selling? This is where my conspiracy brain. This is my brother who's a flat earther starts talking to me. She's a part of it. She's here pitching it to Mr. Guernsey right here. Hey, it's a $150 billion industry. I don't like being like this. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to think like this. Absolutely, Guernsey can make a difference. Absolutely, Guernsey can be let in on the scheme. Who is this guy? Adrian Hale. Is that the guy? Who the fuck is this guy? It's funny to think that this guy's British. He looks like every like football player from like the South. My name Adrian Hale, Tennessee University. Why is his head like that? You know, I say this about my nephew all the time, but this guy's got football head. Like, look at what is that? Like, why does it go in? Like, why doesn't he have the his barber round that out? It goes in, it goes inward. He goes, never mind. Go like, dude, he looks like a missile. In the military outfit, he looks like a missile. He looks like he comes to a point. He's like a ballpoint pen. What the fuck? What's going on with his head? Looks aerodynamic as fuck. Okay. Okay. Still don't know who this man is. Hmm. Less miscast. They aren't. Picture. Who is this guy? Because this is fucking bullshit. I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this rabbit hole. I need to get out of this rabbit hole. It's not like it's not like anyone in this world is, you know, anti-corruption. Anyone with power, I mean. First humans out of Africa to poop on people. Woo! World's oldest natural pearl. Wow. Wow. Let's take a look at this pearl, everybody. Let's go. Let's go. This is the most interesting thing about Abu Dhabi. How big is it? Are they gonna show the pearl? I want to see the pearl. Show me the pearl. Do they not? Maybe they don't have any pictures. Because Abu Dhabi's like, we don't want to document anything ever since it got out that we like to poop on people. That's not that big. That's not that big. I've seen way bigger pearls. Not that I mean, eh, eh. Not as interesting as getting pooped on. Gotta say, not as interesting. Hajar Mountain Copper. Wow. Wow. Motivated by copper. They sell copper. Whoa. Saru Al Hadid. In 2002, the ruler of Dubai noticed an unusual pattern in the sand dunes while flying by helicopter to shit on a woman. He had just eaten lots of lamb, nuts, and raisins, and then a scoop of that delicious rice. And as he was formulating the fat turd to be fed to a woman, he looked down at the dunes, and scientists found that the site was filled with stones that were byproducts of large scale metal production during the Iron Age. Wow! Sophisticated weapons. From 2000 to 1300 BCE, the Wadi Suk people populated UAE. They produced sophisticated weaponry with long swords, bows, and arrows that archaeologists found in the tombs. Many of these were cast in bronze. Whoa! Whoa! See, when you're busy making swords and bows and arrows, you don't have time to poop on beautiful women. You don't have time to write, you know, to dip your dip your feather in the ink and write to a woman in the colonies of America, or I guess at this time it would just be a Native American woman who they smoke signaled a Native American woman like, hey girl, you up? Fly on a crow down to. I killed that fly. You see that? Fly on a crow down to my desert, and I'll have take a dry, sandy shit on you. The Battle of Deba. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad, what am I supposed to say? Praise be his name. Insurrections against Muslim leaders erupted in the south of the Persian Gulf. 10,000 people died in the Battle of Deba in modern-day UAE, where graves can still be seen. I mean, see, I talked about this in another podcast. Muslims be getting slapped. Like, they talk a lot of shit. Talk a lot of shit. They be getting slapped by those forgiving motherfuckers they might be Muslim and might be like, hey, eye for an eye, and you come at me, I come at you. No disrespect. Like if you disrespect me, I'm gonna fuck you up. I come back with 10 times as much power. Christians have been fucking your shit up all. Gah, 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 gah. Anyway, I'm not even religious. I just grew up Christian, so I'm like, or I grew up Catholic. I keep getting that wrong because I don't give a shit. Ancient tomb. In 2004, a resident of Diba Al Hussein found a piece of ancient pottery in his garden. The government bought his house and started digging. They uncovered a large ancient tomb, a pre-Islamic settlement, and the artifacts from the Roman Empire. Sharia finds, Sharjah finds. Um, let's find something ancient Christian site. Oh, we were in your shit. In the early 1990s, a church and monastery that has been buried for centuries was uncovered in Serbani Yas Island. Where is that? Doesn't say. Um, this shows that Christianity was present in the region as early as the 7th century CE. Portuguese conquest. Fuck the Portuguese. British expedition. Fuck the British. Oh yeah, there's this trend. I made a TikTok about it. There's this trend on TikTok about like, did you know that when the British order Chinese food, they say that they're having a Chinese for dinner? They're having a Chinese. They're gonna plate up a Chinese, and it's like, dude, the British still refer to Japanese people as Chinamen. Like they still call all Asians Chinamen, and not Indians, not Indians. Just how should I phrase this? Just the just the squintier ones, just the ones with almond shaped eyes. I believe that's called almond shaped eyes. Nope. What is the term? Slanted eye. Nope, that's not it either. Google's like, what are you talking? Why don't you spell it out for us? Monolid eyes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that's I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I got 10 minutes left in this podcast. Let's get off of this. Let's get off of all this. This has all been one great big ad for Google, I suppose. Let me find something to put up on the screen because there's something I want to talk about. So I was recently in the hospital. I want to talk about it just for a second because it's. I mean, when was the last time I was on this? When I was doing stuff. Um, last time I recorded. Finding that information. Sorry. So I was in the hospital recently for about 5 days. No, I can't find it. Well, actually, I know I recorded not last weekend, not the weekend before. I recorded on the 15th. I want to say 15th or the 16th. Um, so I was in the hospital for 5 days because of my heart condition. If you listen to other episodes, I have a heart condition called pericarditis. My chest filled with almost 2 liters of fluid. So they pulled out 1,200 from my chest. I had a heart surgery, a procedure technically. They didn't cut me open. They just stabbed me in the chest. So a couple days back, so a couple weeks back, I should say, I was having chest pain like I usually do with this condition, and it got so bad. Called my brother. He took me to the emergency room. Told them I had pericarditis. They're looking at me, looking at me. Um, they determine I have a bunch of liquid in my chest. I need to go to the hospital. Send me to the hospital. They keep poking at me, prodding. I spent like almost a full day with no food or water because they were waiting to see if I needed to be, you know, sent to surgery. And they sent me in. They stabbed me. They couldn't put me on all the way under because that would have fucked with their medication. They stabbed me in the chest to pry out the liquid. I just sucked it out, and they had to leave a drain in my chest to, continue to get more and more liquid out. And then they told me, hey, you got to move around, which sucked. And I'm actually still recovering from it. My heart rate still gets up into the hundreds regularly for several hours. I'm still, taking meds. I have more meds to take now. By the way, they all cause diarrhea. What the fuck is that? Why do all my medications cause diarrhea? What kind of sick joke is that? I, me and my girlfriend went to go pick up my medication, and they were like, "Hey, there's a side effect. It's diarrhea." And like everything they give me causes diarrhea. What the fuck is that? Like I've shat 4 times today. 4 times. 4 times today. But um yeah, they put a drain in my chest for maybe 2 days, a day and a half. It's hard to remember. It's all kind of a blur. Hadn't been getting good sleep. Didn't really sleep much for the 5 days I was in the hospital. But yeah, I was totally awake when they pulled the thing out, and that fucking freaked me out. Because, you know, being completely lucid when they pull something out of your heart, I like freaked out. Like I think I think a survival instinct kicked in where like, I thought I was gonna die and I thought something was killing me. Like when the only time something would ever be touching your heart is if something had like stabbed you. So fucking I was like doing everything I could not to like flip out and kill my cardiologist, but like I broke down crying and like they gave me some meds for that. They're like, "Oh, you're crying? You want a Xanax?" You fucking assholes. Oh, you know what? Stop the tears. We'll get you a fucking whatever. Fucking dicks. Um, yeah. So I'm still pretty convinced I'm dying. Very convinced, especially because I've been out of the hospital for 2 weeks and I've never had lingering effects like I have now. Uh, Still pretty positive I have from now until 30. So subscribe, leave a like, uh, and if anything else happens, I'll let you know. But I'm gonna keep pushing. This is the only thing I want. So if you have a Make-A-Wish, if you have Make-A-Wish powers, help me quit my job and just do comedy. That's all I want. That's all I want. And if you can't do that, like and subscribe. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm not going anywhere. So thank you if you watched. Thank you if you listened. Love you all. Goodbye.